What's up, YouTube? Cold Ass Ice Princess coming at you from Minnesota. And today I'm in the kitchen, guys. I'm cooking, actually. My son is home for a few days from college, and Mama loves to cook for her boy. Matter of fact, my son has told me he will never marry a woman who can't cook. So any of you young ladies out there interested in my boy, you better learn how to cook. You better learn how to cook, or you don't stand a chance. I'm just saying. So today, coconut curry chicken from my kitchen. I don't have all the ingredients that I normally would like to use, but sometimes you gotta improvise with what you have. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, stay tuned. Rate, comment, subscribe. So far, guys, I started cooking a broth, and this is a broth that I'm cooking. This has in it thyme, bay leaf, chicken bones, because I deboned the chicken. I took the chicken off the bone and I put it over here with thyme, bay leaf, salt and pepper. And also this is broth that I use to cook my beans and my chicken in. These are my beans that I'm going to use from my rice. These are pinto beans. You could use any type of beans that you have. And so this over here, I have a little green habanero pepper for hotness. I have some garlic, and I have 3 very small sweet peppers and a half an onion that I chopped up. I'm also going to be using coconut milk and curry powder. So I'm going to go ahead and get the onions in the grease now so they can start frying. So what you need to do is just fry up your onions and try not to let them burn. I'm just putting all this in here with my hand because it would be kind of hard for me to do it with the plate holding a camera with one hand. So I'm just going to do this for you guys can see. So I got all my onions in there. I'm going to go ahead and grab a plastic or a wooden spoon and just sort of mix them up in there so they can start cooking. Okay, when my onions get translucent, I'll come back and show you guys the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and turn up the fire too. Turn up the fire a little. You guys, this is where I am now. I thought I was filming, but obviously I wasn't. I went ahead and let the onions cook down. And then I put in my little bit of my habanero pepper, the green one. And I put in the small sweet peppers in here. And I'm just letting that cook down. Sort of on a temperature of, I think it's like on a 4. So I'm just letting this sort of just cook gently because you don't want it to burn. And just, stir it often and just watch it. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the garlic. And I also cut up 2 Roma tomatoes. You could use any type of tomatoes that you have. These are the ones that I have in my kitchen right now, so that's what I have to use. So yeah, I'm just doing this video because I want to show people how to cook different types of foods in your home, and also how to just make do with what you have and make the best out of it. So I'll be right back. So I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic in. Just adding in my little garlic that I was using. I'm only using a small amount of garlic. Because actually I marinated my chicken with some garlic, and my chicken is marinating in the fridge. So I'm going to just fry this up just a little bit, and I'll come and I'll show you guys the next step. Don't let your garlic burn. It would be so nasty if it burnt. So guys, what I'm going to go ahead and do now, I'm going to go ahead and put in some cumin seeds. We love cumin in this household, and we eat it on our goat, our lamb, our chicken, our turkey. We just love cumin. And I've told you guys before, my son's relatives are Sudanese, East African, and they use a lot of cumin. Matter of fact, one of my son's uncles says cumin makes everything taste better. And I have to agree. So, but you know what? If you're making your curry and you don't want to use cumin, that's fine. You don't have to. Sorry about the tapping. I'm trying to get the seeds off. So I like to just cook the seeds just a little bit in the oil. and just to let some of the seeds, you know, release their aroma and everything. It just really makes it really nice, the seeds. So I'm going to cook those just a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you the next step. I'm doing now, guys, this is curry. This is a 1/4 cup, looks like, but it's not totally full. But this is mild curry. I like to cook it a little bit too because it just brings out extra flavor. So I'm going to just stir this around, and then I'll, of course, come back and show you guys the next step in the process. Hey, I hope all of you out there who pray are prayer warriors and pray for Texas. And I just heard recently, I'm actually watching the news now that Louisiana is also at threat for the flooding. So you guys pray for the country. Pray for the political leaders that are in charge, even if you don't like them. Pray God, the Creator, helps him to make the right decisions to help the people of this country. Because things is really, really jacked up right about now. So pray for Louisiana and Texas, y'all. So I'm about to add the star of the show. Well, one of the stars of the show. This is the coconut milk. Actually, on the top, if you can see, it's coconut cream. Then underneath, it's a coconut milk. And underneath that will be coconut water. So we're pouring that in. And I'm going to use my broth I have over there to get the rest out of the can. Turn up the fire just a little. Turn up the fire to 5. I'll show you guys the next step. So guys, I took the broth that I had made out of the bones when I had cooked the bones with my beans and thyme and different stuff, and I put the broth in my can. It's hot, and I'm just pouring the broth in there. It looks like a lot, I know, but there's a method to my madness. The reason I'm making so much is because I like to use this flavoring that I have in here to put with my rice and beans before I put it in a rice cooker. So I'm going to let this boil just a little bit, and then the next step will be to put in my chicken. Guys, I have my rice, and I'm going to try and put this in here. Rice, this is 2.5 cups of jasmine rice that I washed over and over again. You want to wash your rice really good. Don't just have dirty rice in your food. And so now what I'm going to do is take some of my broth or some of my gravy that I made out of the coconut milk and the broth from the beans and the chicken and all the vegetables, and I'm going to add some of this liquid into my rice and then put my pinto beans in this so it can cook. Okay guys, I'm just taking some of my gravy and trying to gently add that to my rice. That's why I made so much. Oh, I don't want to make a mess. Because this really makes the rice taste really good. So, go ahead and get your salt. I'm spilling things, knocking things over. Put your salt in there. And again, this is jasmine rice. You can get jasmine rice, and nowadays you can get it from the local grocery store. I used to get mine from the African market or the Asian market. So jasmine rice, salt, and add a little more because this makes it so good. Oh my God, the rice will be so good infused with all that flavor. So I'm gonna put some more water in here, and I'm gonna get my rice cooker going. Put my beans back in there. I got my rice in there. I put some salt in there. I tasted it. You know, if your water tastes, just taste it. If you need more salt, add more salt. Because salt makes rice taste good. So just add some more salt if you need more salt. Stir it around. Taste your spoon or just dip a little bit on your hand or whatever you got to do, and just make sure it tastes good. You know, put my rice cooker on, and I'm going to cover it up. And I'm going to let this do a thing. So the next thing that I'm going to do is, this is my chicken that I have marinating in the fridge. I put on here garlic, I put turmeric, I put ground cumin, I put coriander, I put allspice and chili powder. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this in my pot. And I think I'm gonna do it with the camera off. 1 second. Okay, guys, I went ahead and put the chicken in the pot. Now I'm gonna turn the fire up a little more. Let it, come to like a rapid boil. And then I'm gonna turn the fire down and put the lid on. This is my chicken. I didn't want to do it with me holding the camera in one hand because I was thinking it's just gonna splash everywhere, and I didn't want that. So yeah, this is my chicken in the pot with the coconut and the curry and all, everything that y'all saw me with earlier. My rice is cooking back here. So I'll come back when my chicken is just about done, and after that I'll add the tomatoes, and hopefully everything will be finished and time to eat. So y'all, let's look in the pot and see what's happening with the chicken. Today, my son came into the kitchen. He was like, "Mom, you're cooking the curry a little different this time." I said, "Yeah, baby. You got to make do with what you have." I normally would use chicken breast in my curry chicken, but today I'm using chicken thigh and chicken leg because that's what I had unthawed. And I took all the skin off the chicken and I fried the skin, and I had a little crispy treat with some fried chicken skin and bread earlier. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and add the tomatoes. I'm going to add the tomatoes. I'll be right back. Got my tomatoes in there. Just stir those around a little bit. I'm just using really tomatoes because I love them. You can also put iced potatoes in yours if you like, or you can put other types of vegetables. I'm just using little tomatoes because I have them in the house and I love tomatoes. So I'm just going to let these cook down. I think they're going to add a really nice color to it, and another interesting depth of flavor because we love flavor. I'm just adding in some salt to taste. I'm just eyeballing it. Give it a little stir. I'll come back in about 10 minutes and it should be done. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all see what's happening now. What I just was trying to do is let the tomatoes cook down. See, they're not, it's like they're not even there. It's just a little bit of color, which is what I like. I wanted to tell y'all a story too while I'm waiting for my rice cooker to finish over here. When I was a kid, my mom took me in the kitchen one day. I mean, I was a little kid. I wasn't even in kindergarten. And she said, "I'm going to teach you how to find food when there ain't no food." And so she took me in the kitchen and she taught me how to get some, I remember it clearly. She taught me how to make pancakes or bread out of just plain flour and water. She taught me how to make a simple syrup out of sugar and water. She taught me how to get a piece of fat back and cut it up and fry it up to have like a little piece on the side of the plate. So what I'm just trying to tell y'all is that sometimes you may not have everything that you need, but just make the best out of what you have, and give it to your family with pride and with happiness and joy, and just try to make the best out of everything that you have. Okay, I don't know if my son's gonna let me film him eating, but I'll show you the finished plate. So here's my rice. My rice is all done. My pinto beans, I soaked them overnight. I put in a little pinch of baking soda so that some of the gases would come off. And then you guys see what else I did with the beans. And our curry is done. And so now my son getting ready to eat. Okay, so my son is dishing up his bowl. And that's his rice, beans, coconut curry, and chicken. Yay! Y'all can hear my son's spoon hitting the bowl, right? Tastes good? Okay. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, Cold as Ice Princess coming at you from Minnesota. Grace and peace. Bye.